And let's go back now to Jeff Glor in Ho Chi Minh City. Jeff?
John, more than 1,200 Americans remain missing in Vietnam, and we came here to report on some of the efforts to find them. Tonight we have a story spanning more than 50 years and 2 continents of a love lost and found, one that will come full circle in the coming week.
Charlotte Shaw and Rich Tito Lannom met in 1964 and were married soon after. For the next 2.5 years, they moved around the country as Tito trained to be a Navy pilot.
We were there for each other, and we were just, we were just one, and soulmates, and we still are.
He got his wings and shipped off to Vietnam on the USS Enterprise.
This particular picture here was the last morning right before he left.
On March 1st, 1968, Tito's plane never returned from a combat mission. He was declared missing in action.
No one knew where his plane had crashed. No one knew what had happened.
Charlotte was devastated but determined. She joined the National League of POW MIA Families, an organization that lobbied for the return of prisoners of war at the North Vietnamese embassy in Paris. Some came home. Tito did not. Charlotte later remarried, but the mystery of what happened to her first love remained. Then, last fall, 50 years after Tito disappeared, she received a message.
It was the most overwhelming, unbelievable, astounding news.
Lieutenant Colonel Adam Points leads the U.S. POW MIA accounting agency in Hanoi.
We owe it to the family members. No one's story will ever be forgotten. It's our job to ensure that story is continued to be told decades from now.
Based on decades-old eyewitness memories of a crash, Vietnamese Colonel Tuong and his excavation team traveled to the remote island of Tra Ban.
Tell me about how challenging this mission was.
Tuong told us it was multiple boat rides followed by a harrowing 2.5-hour climb up steep cliffs, even more dangerous in the rainy season. But 5 decades after Tito was presumed lost forever, his remains were found. Next week, Charlotte will return to Tito's hometown in Tennessee for a celebration of his life. He'll be buried with full military honors.
I look forward to going back to his roots and his hometown, and just to go back and kind of walk through it hand in hand with him.
That is going to be hard.
It will be.
Of all the aching, unresolved stories to emerge from Vietnam, one more is now over.
I would just want him to know how proud that I have been all of these years to have been his wife, and 2.5 years were worth everything, because it was worth that price of love. I just would like to be able to tell him.
You will. Soon.
Soon.
And when she says soon, she means 1 week from tonight, when that service takes place in Tennessee. Charlotte will be there. We will too. John will be anchoring this broadcast from Hanoi tomorrow night, the next few nights, as the second summit is about to begin. Back to you in New York.
All right, Jeff, thanks.